Long before marble temples and famous philosophers, Greece was quiet, broken, and struggling to survive. Imagine a land of rocky hills, small villages, and people waking up every day unsure if the harvest would be enough. No empire ruled here, no great king held power. Around 1200 BCE, the older Greek world collapsed. Palaces burned, writing disappeared, and trade routes went silent. What remained were ordinary people trying to rebuild life from nothing. This is where the real story of ancient Greece begins, not with greatness, but with survival. For many years, life was simple and hard. Families lived in small settlements, farming the land and making tools by hand. There were no large cities, no written records, and no grand plans for the future. This time is often called the Dark Age, not because people vanished, but because history left them in the shadows. Slowly, almost quietly, things began to change. Better houses appeared. Graves showed signs of wealth. Objects from faraway lands started to show up again. Trade returned step by step. Greece was waking up, but it did not rise the way other civilizations did. Instead of forming one powerful kingdom, Greece grew into many small city-states, each with its own rules and identity. These were called polis. Athens, Sparta, Corinth, and many others stood side by side, often competing, sometimes fighting. They spoke the same language and worshipped similar gods, but they did not answer to one ruler. What truly shaped Greece was its deep fear of absolute power. Greeks did not trust one person to rule forever. Power was shared, argued over, and limited. Councils were formed, laws were written down, leaders were replaced quickly. In Athens, male citizens gathered to vote directly, creating democracy. In other places, wealthy groups ruled, or kings shared power with councils. Greece did not search for one perfect system. It experimented, failed, argued, and tried again. But this story has another side, one rarely told. The freedom Greeks valued belonged only to a small group. Women could not vote or speak in public meetings. In rich homes, they stayed mostly indoors. Poor women worked outside, carried water, sold goods, and kept families alive. Slaves were everywhere. They cooked meals, farmed land, made goods, and worked deep in dangerous mines. Athens became powerful partly because silver was mined by slaves working underground. Foreigners lived in Greek cities too. They were traders and craftsmen who paid taxes and supported the economy, but they had no political voice. Greek democracy stood on the labor of people who were never allowed to take part in it. As the population grew and farmland became scarce, many Greeks made a bold choice. They left their homes. From about 700 to 500 BCE, ships sailed across the sea carrying settlers to distant shores. New Greek cities rose in southern Italy, Sicily, around the Black Sea, and even in modern France. These cities were independent, but they stayed connected through language, religion, and tradition. Trade expanded. Ideas traveled with sailors. Greek culture spread far beyond Greece itself. Yet this growth came with a cost. Greece remained divided into many small states, never truly united. Most Greeks lived simple lives. They farmed small plots of land and worked alongside family members. In cities, workshops produced pottery, tools, cloth, and metal goods. Money became common. Markets grew, and some people became wealthy, but power rarely lasted long. Rich families rose and fell within generations. What mattered most were laws and institutions, not family names. This constant change kept Greek society restless, creative, and tense. What we know about ancient Greece is incomplete. Most stories were written by elite men. Women, slaves, and workers rarely spoke for themselves. Archaeology fills some gaps, but it cannot tell us what people felt or dreamed. Many early stories mix myth with memory. The rise of Greece is not a clean legend. It is a puzzle made from broken pieces. Ancient Greece rose not because it was destined to, but because people adapted, struggled, argued, and worked through uncertainty. Behind every famous name were countless ordinary lives that made greatness possible. If you want more stories like this, the real history behind the myths, subscribe to the channel. The next story reveals another hidden truth from the ancient world that history often leaves behind.